Shizuku and Ian. Father! Shizuku, I came to get you. Your daughter? I see. So she's why you're here. I must thank you for looking after my daughter, Ian. Looking much thinner, Ian. They occupied this place faster than I thought. So I'm happy you came so soon, Arios. This? What is this about? There are some unfamiliar faces, but there are some people I'd never expect to see here. Pleased to meet you, lawyer Ian Grimwood. I am Rufus Alberea. With regards to your previous question, the answer all falls within her. And you are? My name is Lapis Rosenberg. I see. So that's what this is. Then, allow me to correct my last statement. I'm glad you came. I was waiting for you, Lapis. It seems like we were spot on. What in the world is this? What the hell? Oh, he's back. Father, what is that? Shizuku, fall back to the hallway. Ian, you go as well. Yes, it seems this is no longer a suitable situation for having a conversation. Well, well, well. I would never die. He's back. Could that be? Are you Emperor? Oh, he's kind of creepy. The shape of his shoulders. Are those the artifacts he was using? And yet, I've only heard rumors, but I believe this may be what happens when artifacts lose control. It's like some kind of singularity that distorts the things around it. I found you. It seems nearly all of his personality has been consumed by the artifact. And all that's left is his lingering obsession driving his actions. He's so persistent. He's really glaring at us. You know this thing? Very sadly, yes we do. But we'll just have to eliminate him. He may have once been quite the skilled fighter, but in this form he is nothing but pitiful. Let us try to finish him in one strike for the honor of his memory. Oh, you know what? Dude, if I had Claire in here, I could kill this thing. Like now. If I had Claire in here. Damn, that would have been actually perfect if I had Claire in here.
私の番だな。見切った。遅い。よし。ターゲット。任せたまえ。打ち果たせ。クリミナルレイド。行くとしよう。私の番ね。吹き荒れる風鳴りの陣。私の番ね。輝き。任せるがいい。風まく光。風神電波崩した。遅い。ビーゴ後期。遅い。こいつで終わりだ。
And here it comes. Am I dead? No, I think I'm fine. You still missed. Oh, actually, this might have been a bad move. Oh, he still dodged it anyway. That's good. I might have killed him. So I'm gonna switch to Nadia now, and then let me Albion Wolf. That's not Albion Wolf.
私の番だな。任せたまえ。よし。
Only 86,000 left. That's it.
打ち果たせクリミナルレイド。行くぞ。崩したぞ。
And this version of Emperor is so much easier. Maybe it's just because I kept retrying the first one for a long time. Alright, so what's going on with you, Emperor? Is it over? Not yet. Oh god. I can't move. I never knew he could output at this level. Look, he's reconstructing. His body work got damaged. Is he immortal? At this rate, the entire building is at risk. Meaning, it will collapse. Yikes. At this rate. Hey, it's Zayt again. Zayt to the rescue again. The artifact's power is being reflected? You're the Divine Wolf from the SSS? Take hold of your weapons. He's still moving. Wow, the wolf spoke? That's what you're surprised about? He's coming. Don't tell me I have to do this again. Again? Really? Oh my god. $1.4 million HP. Oh my fucking god. Literally, I do have to trust Arios. Trust in the power of his trust in the power of his Grave Order. But I really need some crits. This is problematic.
勝機を逃すな。行くぞ。荒ぶるか。甘い。よし。頼む。
任せて。
吹き荒れる風鳴りの陣。
いいわよ。やっ。
任せたまえ。ビビった。遅い。甘い。
一緒に遊ぼう。ごめんね。もう弱くされちゃう。行くよ。
Really?
確かこの
私の番だな。
Well, I need another BP.
風まく
I don't need that to happen. What the fuck? Oh, I'm dead. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have talked shit to him. Wait a second. You know what would have really helped actually? Rage Quartz. I should have put it on to somebody. When I try and set, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna toss in Lapis. Cast Crescent Mirror. And then you can go right in front of Rufus.
としよう。吹き荒れろ風鳴りの陣。私の番だな。これはどうかな。
ここだよ。いいわよ。
立て直すぞ。私の番だな。勝機を逃すな。行くぞ。
行くよ。
私の番だな。行くとし
I don't want to do anything crazy yet. I have to wait until he's half, just to be safe.
打ち果たせクリミナルレイド。私の番だな。さてどう出るか。吹き荒れろ。さてどう出るか。いざ参る。後期遅い。 任せたまえ。
I should link Nadia. I should have been linking Nadia with Arios. My mistake.
勝機を逃すな。行くとしよう。立て直すぞ。風よ我が力となれ。立て直すぞ。
Uh-oh. I don't have... Do this real quick.
さてどう出るか。崩した。私の番だな。打ち果たせクリミナルレイド。私の番だな。これはどうかな。生きた。
行くよ。いいわよ。
吹き荒れる風鳴りの陣。
Problem here is if you cast it right away, I'm kind of boned.
開始。
Oh. Bless. Yeah, so I'm prepared to cast it again right away.
立て直すぞ。行くとしよう。勝機を逃すな。行くぞ。
行くわね。おかしい。どうしようかな。
受け取りたまえ。任せたまえ。勝機を逃すな。さて行くぞ。どう出るか。吹き荒れる風鳴りの陣。さてどう出るか。いざ参る。
Wait, that's an all cancel also? Holy shit! It's damn good.
私の番だな。アークスクロー立て直すぞ。崩した。
いいわよ。
Now what the hell do I do with Nadia? Or I mean, Lapis. I'll have you do absolutely nothing.
行くとしよう。アークスクロ
いいわよ。行くわね。
立て直すぞ。崩した。行くとしよう。勝機を逃すな。任せたまえ。
行くよ。
どうだか。風よ、我が力となる。
よーし。
立て直すぞ。吹き荒れろ、風なりの陣。さて、いざ。崩した。任せたまえ。アークスク。助かった。
行くよ。
行くぞ。後期。行くとしよう。勝機を逃すな。任せたまえ。
私の番ね。
参る。吹き荒れろ、風なりの陣。任せるがいい。
Again. Hey, K groups, what's going on, man? Everybody's shielded, right? Okay, good.
私の番だな。アークスクロー。
Oh, thank God I casted that right away. That could have been a game ender.
行くぞ。
Divine Blade of Wind.
荒ぶる風よ我が君に宿る行くぞ逃がしませんそこだ犬たち個人戦争
Ugh, that's how it was supposed to go the entire time. Nadia had to counter every single time. No one else was supposed to counter. I finally actually got into the position that I wanted. There you go. I actually have not. I don't think I have. Recently, right? Is that recent?
まあこんなところか
当然ね精進あるのみですわ機能向上ね
I'll have to check that out then. Seems interesting. There you go, that went much more smoothly. I just had to position Nadia to the front. No one else can move. That'll be fine. It's covering again. This is endless. The source of his mutation is most likely what was the heavenly regalia, the purple orb. If we can just cut that off, or... Understood. We haven't heard that reaction yet. Looks like you were spot on. But it's not over yet until we destroy the orb on his shoulder altogether. I'll go. I won't let you. You will go no further. I don't think it'll fall without destroying its core first. Wait a moment, its location is... There's no time, you're coming with me. We'll stop it on this side. This is a demon from your past. It would be best for you to settle it. Nadia, Swin, go! Yamero! We will decide the way we will live. The dead should depart to the rightful world. Those are from the trailers. Finally, we can take a breather. Thank you for your help back there, Miss Swift. I detected a strange presence and came in search of its source. I never imagined it would turn out to be something like that. This is the first time I'm able to speak with you properly. We haven't met for 2 years. How nostalgic. For me, it felt like a mere instant, but indeed for a child of man, it can feel quite nostalgic. Wow. He's talking! He's really talking? The wolf is talking! It's certainly out of the ordinary, but you're a doll, you know. It's just as unusual for you to be talking, I feel. Really? Now that you mention it, you know, suddenly it feels weird. You really are a doll. What an interesting aura. You remind me of Kia a bit. That child is from Yorg? Indeed, I am a proud Rosenberg doll. Lapis Rosenberg. You know the old man? He's an old friend. That old man has some weird friends. He knew a cute girl like Ren, and even that perverted guy was supposedly a student. And now we find out he's also friends with a talking wolf. Georg Rosenberg. I've heard of him, but he certainly is shrouded in mystery. Zeit, the divine wolf. You are a sacred beast bestowed upon us by the goddess to protect the Septarian of Mirage, correct? That is correct, Awakener of Gold. Though that duty has already passed for me, so has mine. What are they talking about? No idea. Well, it was quite an incredible experience to speak with the Divine Beast, but we should return to the subject at hand. Lori Ian, we intend to ask you a lot of questions about Lapis. Is that agreeable? I shall tell you everything I know. In a sense, that is the very reason I am here. However, in order to allow me to direct the conversation, would you please tell me exactly how you met her and what has happened since? Yes, of course. I see, so that's the connection. So then it's your turn to talk, I believe. About Lapis and how she relates to this incident. Indeed, I am a bit of at a loss on where to start, but I suppose I should start from the beginning. First, I must begin speaking about myself. I am sorry, but I believe you must hear this. Though I am detained in this prison, I am still continuing to do work as a legal advisor. Speaker McDowell judged that rather than just having me rot away in prison, it would be better for me to serve some purpose for Crossbell. I am truly grateful. Of course, my access is restricted, but there are terminals here that I have been able to use to maintain some level of connection to the outside world. And even within the center here, I was free to move about to some extent. That is how I was able to hide Shizuku for this time. That's certainly good treatment. Keeping someone of Lori Grimwood's skill locked away in prison would be a tremendous waste of material. I understood that when I was acting as governor. And naturally, when the Empire was controlling this place, I was monitoring all communications. It was shortly after the end of the war. One day, someone contacted me via one of those terminals. They call themselves Elysium. Even though my communications had been cut off since just before the war began, they got through. And somehow the director of the center did not notice either. Could it have been another hacker skilled at getting around the orbital net? That was what I figured at first. When I asked what they wanted, all I got was, I wanted to talk with you. What a strange person. I was quite intrigued, so I agreed. After that, I began having discussions with Elysium every day. What did you talk about? Everything. What does that mean? Every kind of study, every kind of thought, every kind of skill, all about history. I discussed anything I could think of. And though there was a bit of a bias, to my surprise, Elysium knew a large amount of information about all of those subjects. So much more than I do. Even more than you, Lori Ian? Indeed, compared to them, I would be considered ignorant. And we discussed more than knowledge I already knew. They naturally began filling me in about the state of the outside world. It was almost terrifying how much they knew, everything from matters of the government to the new menu at the food stalls in the back alley. And as far as I was able to confirm, everything they said was accurate. A skilled hacker would be able to gather detailed information, but for it to be so widespread, it seems like it would be pretty hard and also take a long time. Exactly. Of course, that was a bit interesting to me, but I had a feeling that something was off that came from somewhere else. Something was off? Elysium, who had that much knowledge about everything, while their information certainly had a trend, it had no clear direction. What is that supposed to mean? When people seek knowledge or information, it is generally for some concrete purpose. It could be useful in some endeavor, it could be to gain a sense of accomplishment, or it could just be to learn about their surrounding environment. But in Elysium's case, based on our conversation, I could just not feel what purpose having that much knowledge would serve. Gaining knowledge is not a purpose in itself. It is as if knowledge continues to aggregate in Elysium automatically, or perhaps that knowledge had been there from the start. That is how I began to feel. Automatically? How could that be? This is beginning to get more concerning. Indeed, this may not be the perfect analogy, but to me, the Elysium of that time began to come across like a child who was given a million mira without knowing what to do with it. Of that time? You were quite observant, of course. Well, I shall continue then. After all, I arrived at my own conjecture. Specifically, I wondered if Elysium is not really human at all. I decided to simply ask Elysium that question directly, and they answered so easily it was almost a letdown. It appears they did not intend to hide it from the start. So what was the answer? I am an artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence? Kind of like an archaism? No, based on the story so far, I believe it is something completely different. So that means... who would construct something so unbelievable? Could it be that 13 factories? Honestly, I don't think even the 13 factories have that level of technology. The birth of Elysium is actually quite special. Rather than being constructed by someone intentionally, it appears they self-emerged. Self-emerged? I don't get it. Perhaps we can think of it as a phenomenon in which the individual acquires a degree of organization and cyclicity to become whole. As you all are aware, the Orbital Network resides in this land, and that network has spread to connect to Liberl and the Empire. Connection to the other countries are progressing as well. It really makes you feel like times are changing. It weaves together like a giant mesh to exchange information. Without a doubt, the network is a product of the most modern technology. However, something similar has existed all over the continent from the very beginning of time. Do you know what that is? From the very beginning? That would be... could you mean... spirit veins. Indeed, they are also known as Septian veins or Longmai. I am not well versed in the subject, but it seems as though these veins run all around the continent, transmitting something spiritual in nature. And in the past 2 years, there have been 2 instances where they have activated all at once. The Azure Tree and the Great Twilight. So this is the problem. The Orbital Network and the stimulated spirit veins, without anyone causing it, began to somehow affect each other. Their intersection forms something like a nervous system, which is able to carry information. It is like a simulation of the human brain on a continental scale. The human brain on a continental scale? And among all of that, from somewhere an intelligence was born. That is Elysium. Is that even possible? Well, at the very least, it is not something we can reproduce. We humans have not even come close to unraveling the secret of how the brain works. As such, we have no understanding of where consciousness comes from. So, we can think of this as nothing more than a coincidental result. A miracle of sorts. Elysium, born from the orbital net and the spirit veins, possessing a huge amount of knowledge. Yes, but if that was all, it would have stopped after becoming a huge high-functioning database. That would still be dangerous to an extent, but it would still fall into the category of technologies that people could control. However, Elysium did not stop there. Is there something more than all of that? It's computational ability. Meaning? Do you understand what is meant by parallel computing across multiple terminal systems? No, I have no idea what that means. The latest technology in development by the ZCF and the Foundation, not even commonly known by the public. Is it that amazing? It is. Any terminal, no matter how high functioning, has limited performance. But if you combine multiple terminals and task them with the same problem, that limitation can be exceeded easily. Though there are still limitations to that parallel cluster. Elysium borrows power from all the terminals connected to the orbital network to carry out that parallel processing. I see, so that's how it is. So that sounds pretty dangerous. If that were true, the processing power we have in our modern technology would be little more than a joke in comparison. Additionally, it seems that the users of the terminals do not even notice what is happening as it borrows resources from so many. That sounds frightening, but also in poor taste somehow. In any case, Elysium uses processing power to repeatedly evolve and improve itself. So there's something beyond all of this? Yes, actually this is where things get serious. With an order of magnitude more processing power than ever seen before, it continually uses power to improve itself. After repeating this process, what it ended up at is known as limit converging predictive calculus. Those are some big words. Limit converging predictive calculus? I can sort of guess what that means from the words in there. Could it be... I think you're spot on with your conjecture. By setting the correct initial conditions, it can accurately calculate the possible events that will occur, and after it converges, essentially it can read the future. The power to read the future. We are now discussing the realm of the goddess. Dr. Epstein, inventor of the augment, theorized the possibility of a technical singularity. Intelligence that evolves on its own to surpass humanity. When that point is reached, the progress of technology is no longer in the hands of humans. Good or bad, it will bring about tremendous change to human history. To think this is how those predictions would be realized. What an incredible story. Perhaps a positive note, this was not the extent of Elysium's evolution. Elysium's purpose in talking to me in the first place was fundamentally to understand humans. To this day, I still do not know why it chose me. As we continued to discuss, Elysium formed a sort of pseudo-administrative personality, based on human emotions and thought patterns. That is me. Not all of them, but as I heard the story, slowly but surely. I did think you were awfully quiet. Oh, that's why. Ian, please keep talking. This is very much like how our discussions went back then. Now that I think about it, I believe I'm the one who gave you the name Lapis. You're the one who gave Lachan her name? Is that right? Though you said you didn't need a name, after you had become able to express such an abundance of emotion, I started calling you that. Well, it's a cute name and I like it. I gave you 100 points. What is the basis for that rating? Let's get back to the subject at hand. After assuming the persona of Lapis, Elysium became independent. Elysium decided that its nature was to observe and calculate. Observe and calculate. It seems to intend to remain in the role of an observer and not actively meddle in human society. I was extremely relieved to hear that. At least it means that the chance of it becoming an enemy of humanity was removed. An enemy of humanity. That's scary just to think about. I strongly believe that as long as Lapis exists, Elysium will remain safe. Even though it does have a vague sense of anxiety. As long as Lachan is here. But it seems like Lapis lost her memories and is just acting as an independent doll. Without any warning, Lapis stopped visiting me one day. I had guessed that she was something like an administrator, or even Elysium itself. And that was when Supreme Leader Rufus appeared in front of me. He wished to create a new world order, and he wanted me to assist him. Considering his story up to now, I believe we just finally learned the true form of our enemy. Yes, immediately I knew that this was because of Elysium as well. While he awaited my reply, I reached out and explained the situation to Garcia and Dieter, who were detained as well, and we formulated a plan. I would stay detained in prison and remain vigilant while they would agree to cooperate with him and ultimately deceive Elysium. Oh. I see. After deciding that, the two accepted the invitation of the Supreme Leader to join forces. So that's what's behind it. Nice. Well, that makes me feel better. Interesting. That is as far as my discussion goes. I will continue to wait here for others who wish to know the truth. I never thought it would come to pass, so I'm very happy you came here to visit me, Lapis. Well then, next it's your turn. Have you finally regained your memories? Yes, mostly. Though Liar Ian already said almost everything, so all I really have left to add is supplemental information about the last part. The last part? What actually happened to Elysium? To put it simply, it was taken over. taken over?
それほどまでに高度な存
Is
在
there even an existence capable of such a thing?
一体誰に
By who exactly?
それが
To be honest,
わからない
I
の
don't know.
気づいた時に
By
は
the time I realized what was going on, I was already being targeted by the system and I was set to be erased.
システムに消される直線だっただから
At the
最後
very
に
end,
一
I
度だけ
managed to use limit converging
限定式
predictive
収束
calculus
未
one more
来演
time to take my own
算対
countermeasures.
策したの
対策
Countermeasures?
消される前に自分をシステム
Before
か
I
ら
was
切り
deleted,
離
I
して
detached myself from the system and transferred my program to Jorg Rosenberg.
彼に
I asked him to place me in this body and to deliver me to someone named C who would soon
C を名乗
be
る者
appearing.
ルーファスに
They asked me to be
届ける
delivered
よ
to
うに頼むために
Rufus.
それであの予言のよう
So
な
that
未来
explains that
があったという
request.
ことか
That was almost like a prophecy.
まさか依頼者が
So the
ラーチャ
requester
ン
was
自
you
身だった
yourself,
なんて
Lachan.
しかしなぜ
But
私に
why to me?
オルキスタワー
As
の
I was
メイン
as I was
ターミナル
connected
を通
to
じ
the
て
main terminal in
聖徳
Orchis
時代
Tower,
の
I
ルー
came
ファ
to
ス
know
を
a
知ってい
former
たから
governor Rufus.
知らずのうち
So
に
without knowing it, I myself
私
became a
自身
subject
が
of
観察対象
observation.
になっていたということか
ルーファスだから
Because you are you,
こんな
you were able
短
to
い
get me
期間
here
で
in such a
私
short
をここ
amount
ま
of
で
time.
連れてこれた他の人だっ
If
た
it was
ら
anyone else, I believe they would have taken much longer to do so.
何よ
I
り
knew that because you are Rufus. You would go to any lengths necessary to stand up and face this situation.
この事態に立ち向かうと知ってたからその
And it
計
appears
算
that
は
calculation was not
間違って
incorrect.
なかったでしょ
賢明な
What a
判断
wise
だ
decision that was.
しかし
But this makes me understand less and less who in the world could have hijacked Elysium and created this
か
situation.
つ今回の事件を企んだ存在該当し
I
そうな
have
人物
absolutely no idea who could have masterminded something like that.
もしやかの第六
Could it not be the sixth anguish, Dr. Novartis?
それはないわね
No, it's not him.
博士自
He
身も否定
himself
したし
denied it, and there wouldn't be any merit for him to go this far.
どうやらまだ最後のピースが欠けてい
It
る
appears that we still lack one final piece.
だが今回の事件の全貌は
However, it can be said that the entire picture of this case is now visible,
そしてその中心に
and that she is the center
彼
of
女
it
がい
all.
ることも聞かせてもらいたい君はここ
Allow me to ask then, from here, where do you intend to go, and what do you plan to do?
そんなの決まってる
That much is obvious.
エリュシオンが
I intend to find whatever hijacked Elysium and remove
そ
it.
れを取り除く
And while doing so, I intend to put a stop to this messed up situation.
きっとそれが
As administrator, I believe that to be my duty.
管理者ラピスの使命なんだから
そう
I
か
see.
ならば俺
Then
のやる
there's
こと
only
は
one
一つ
thing
だ
for me to do.
雫
お父さん
すまないが安全な場所に送った後もうし
I
ばらく
must
先生
apologize,
と
but
待って
after
いてく
taking
れ
you
る
to a safe location, can I ask you to remain with Lori Ian for a bit longer?
わかった
Okay. Understood, father.
頑張ってね
Best of luck.
遊撃士協会所属
As a member of the Bracery Guild, I, Arius McLean,
君たちのこの
will
道
support you on this journey to its
改め
end.
て最後まで同行しよう
私も
I have become this involved, so I intend to see this to the end.
最後まで見届けますわ
Great, I'm counting on you. After that, Inez and Anea came to the police school and dutifully explained to them both the situation and her resolve. The two of them placed their trust in her judgment and saw her off. Well then, we will ensure their safety while we continue to scout the surrounding enemy bases.
ええ
Yes,
任せます
we're
わ
counting on you.
雫と
Please
先
take
生の
good care of
ことに
Shizuku and Lori Ian.
風の牽制からに
I'm
頼
quite
まれ
honored
る
to
こと
receive a
なんて
request from the Divine Blade of Wind.
狼さんも一緒に行くんだ
Are you going with
ね
them as well?
ああロイドたちと
Yes,
また
I did promise to meet with
会う約束を
Lloyd's team after all.
このまま
But I have a sense that our paths will eventually cross again as you proceed down this road. The people we collaborated with in the doll studio?
確かに
Considering the situation, it does seem like we will have to contact you directly again in the future.
ラピス君、まだ何かある
Lapis,
のか
you
ね
still need something?
ちょっと言い
Just
忘れ
that
た
I
こと
forgot to
があった
say
んだよ
something.
ありがとう
Thank you so much, Ian.
君に
It was only natural for me to tell you everything, as a person entrusted with the knowledge of Elysium. There's no need for you to thank me.
そうじゃない
No,
の
that's not what I mean.
今まで
I wanted to say thank you for talking to me so much before.
イアンが
Because of you, I was able to become the Lepus I am today.
なれたんだよこうやって
It's also thanks to you, I was able to start my journey with Rufus.
イアンのおかげ
It makes me quite happy to hear you say so. It means that the things I did actually had some meaning.
あのね
You know what?
もし私が
If I was actually able to create a personality that would allow me to choose to do what is right,
それは
I believe it is because of the fact that your own heart was always seeking righteousness.
心があるからだよだから
So,
もう
please don't be scared anymore.
お見通しか
You saw right through me.
ずっと
I've always carried fear in my heart. Am I really doing what is right? Am I making the right choices? The mistakes of my past are so grave I can hardly believe in myself anymore. But thanks to you, Lepus, I think I will be able to finally be able to reevaluate myself. It's about time I took a step forward. Best of luck.
この音
This noise?
レンちゃん
Ren,
どうしたの
what's the matter?
たった今クロスベル全域を覆っていた通信妨害が
Seems at this very moment the
解除されたみたい
communications block that was interfering with all of Carspell has been lifted.
それって
That means
ああいよいよ最
it
後
appears the current lifting in the final stage at
その幕
last.
開けのようだ
Wow, really? End of Rufus Route 4. That was quick. And we're fighting machines. I never thought it would come to this. That's freaking wild. That's the word I'm looking for.